This is a presentation of Northeast Streaming Sports.
What's up, everybody? It's another NFC East show where everybody pays their bets on this show.
We do. Yes, we do.
Listen, there's more controversy right now going on. Something that happened after, before, and after the game. That there's more to talk about that than there is even about the game. Because the game was kind of exactly how we thought
it was so insignificant. I mean, we all knew the outcome. I mean, last week we talked about, or I talked about, like, okay, here's the serious question. Do we need pineapple on pizza? I mean, we all knew what was going to happen, okay?
Only when you have ham. That's what I found out.
Yes,
you got to ham it up.
Yes.
Because now if you're going to put the pineapple on the pizza, you're going to get ham, and you're going to get all that hammed up. Because
and you got to add bacon, too.
I felt like the Cowboys ran up the score.
Well, I mean, yeah, of course they did. I mean,
but put CeeDee Lamb out there. Oh, make sure he gets his two more receptions and breaks the record. Right. Blah blah blah. I tell you what, if I was Debo, and I would definitely, put a check mark under this loss.
Oh, so true. You're not the first person to have said that. There has been a lot of talk in the fan base of, they knew. I mean, the Dallas Cowboys knew that there was no, I don't want to say, well, I'll just say it. There was no hope. I mean, I love how, and yes, I was at the game. I got pregame passes where we could be on the field. Got to talk to Brandon, the GM, great guy. Saw Coach Wink, talked to him a little bit. Saw Shep, got to dap it up with him. It's funny because the players are right in front of you doing their little warm-ups, and I didn't want to mess with them. I wanted them to be focused. I wanted them to be in game mode, and I was like, I know that sounds weird, don't it? Because I'll be screaming, and I'm like, oh my God, in my mind, I'm like, they need to be locked in. They don't need an annoying fan, calling them out or whatever. I made a mistake.
You know what? And I don't mean to stop you here, but
okay.
I have a difference of opinion there. Maybe they needed your energy. Maybe that you don't call them out But you go and you'll be like, "Let's go, boys! Let's go! We got this today. We got this. We're doing this."
I did that, but I wasn't. What I mean is, I didn't say, "Hey, come here, man. Let me, what's going? Hey, you got a second? I didn't do all that. But yeah, I'm like, "Hey, today's the day. Let's make it happen. Let's get, I did all that, but not my annoying. Oh, let's hug it out. Self. That's kind of what I meant. That's kind of what. But yes, I did give them my energy per se. But maybe I didn't get enough. Maybe I didn't give enough.
Well, if you're on the sideline, that's the time to be cheering them on and doing what you're doing.
Right. Oh yeah.
That's when they will pay attention. That's when they actually want to get their mind off the game.
So
I took it as they wanted to get, because they were. I mean, they had the headphones in, and other people were calling them, and I'm like, But I enjoyed it though.
You got to be like that kid on the sideline. Throw me the ball. Throw me the ball.
Oh, right. You know what? I am going to New Orleans, so.
Hey, you know what? I would have definitely got the ball and thrown it. You never know. With the way that they got a problem with quarterback, they might have picked up, Sneaky G for the rest of the season.
Yeah, no, them days have long. If we're not wearing flags, I'm not going on the field. But I will say this. I have a picture of, I don't know if you guys saw it, of Wink and Nick standing side by side. And I said, Nick's future coach. And funny story. I told Wink, I said, hey, Wink, this your guy right here, defensive lineman. He's like, hell yeah, he's built like one too. He's like, what school you play at? They're having a little reaction. And Wink left, and Nick was like, I don't play defense, right? It's like, you will now. You will
exactly. Today. And listen, Jason Kelce went into Cincinnati as a quarterback.
Right. Yes. That's
so
true.
You
That's
never
true.
know. You never know. I mean, not for nothing. I mean, you guys held it together for the first quarter, and it kind of fell apart after that. It was just like, I thought that it would be a better game, and I feel like that at some point they quit. And then in the moment that you could like kind of tell, like they quit, and then everything went downhill.
Yeah, at the first quarter when we stopped them and it was turnover on downs, I looked at Nick and I said, let's hope I said this is not going to last. So let me just say something. It's pretty bad. It was pretty bad. So when we were down 14-0. Which in my opinion, I think we should have went for the points rather than going for it on fourth down. That's just my opinion, because it would have been 20-48, whatever. But we were so unamused as and I want to say I'll say the inept performance. I'm not gonna say lack, but the inept. Don't ask me how to spell that. On the field that. Nick and I started when the Cowboys got on the field. We're like, I bet you they're going to score in 6 plays. And Nick was right. They scored in 6 plays. And then I was like, I said 7 plays the next time. And then, they scored. And it's like, not that we wanted you guys to score, but there was nothing. We were just there for the experience.
I'm going to, from my side of what I was seeing from the Giants was, I understand that you have a third string quarterback, but you got to let the kid play.
I love you.
I knew how to spell it. I was going to say it, but
I never want a spelling bee in my life. No,
you got to let the kid play. The kid, the kid runs out there. They put him in a box. They didn't let him play out. It was just like, come on, man. You know what you got in front of you. Let the kid sling the ball. Stop making these calls. Let him play. He's a quarterback. He's capable of throwing the ball.
Well, they're playing conservative.
Well, I understand that, but you got to understand it from the player side, from the wide receiver side, because the angst that was going on with the wide receivers on the sideline, the coaches getting in each other's faces, was telling more of the story about the locker room than it was anything. And you can see the frustration build up among all of them, and then it finally exploded with receiver on receiver, coach on coach, running back walking away, just looking up at the big screen, and it was just.
And I mean,
You should have let the kid play. As coach, you should have let him play and say, hey, you know what, sling the ball.
What's going to happen? What's the worst that could happen? You're going to go
exactly.
It could have been it could have been a lot worse. No, I mean, instead of 48-17, it could have been 54 or 60, or even said, I'm going to defend my guys because
you got a quarterback that's trying to battle. You're going to try to battle. You get the Chicago mentality, the Chicago effect, like with Tyson Bagent. That's what I'm talking about. Like, he's been slinging the ball. He's been throwing interceptions, but he's been trying his damnedest to try to do whatever he can to win the game.
Right.
And if you're not going to allow your quarterback to do everything he can to try to win the game, if you're going to handcuff him, you're not going to get anywhere.
Exactly.
And you're not going to get anywhere.
I don't want to say, I'm not going to say they were handcuffing him, but I do want to say they were playing. And I can't even say they're playing a conservative ball because they didn't go for the field goal. That's what they should have done. They went for the field goal. But no, what I'm saying is he did throw the ball more. He did. I mean, they did come out showing that they were going to compete
after the first half.
They knew. Well, I'll disagree. I think they were trying to compete in the first half, but the adjustments that were made, they knew that. And what I mean, the Dallas Cowboys knew that Barkley was going to be the number one. They knew that he was going to be the alpha male. They knew that they were going to feed him the ball all first half. They knew that. And they did. That's why they had 8. And sometimes I counted 9 in the box to kind of hold Barkley down. And I'll admit, maybe they didn't. I don't know. I didn't see any play call. I didn't see any audibles. I didn't see any, switch. I don't remember seeing audibles, but I remember counting the players. Even Nick in the box, he did throw it. They did compete. It was just so. And of course we had injuries throughout the game. But it was just one of those things where, sadly, the game plan in my mind was to keep the ball, hold the ball as long as you can, so you guys don't get on the field and not put up points. Obviously, that didn't happen because you guys ended up with 48. And if they would have let Tommy to just sling it, I mean, the possibility of it being worse than what it was, it would have been greater.
Yeah, but see, that's where my mentality with the quarterback. You're in the NFL. I think it was Baldy that said it best. He goes, if you're in the NFL and the coach puts in a passing play and he passes it, and it is picked off, that's on the coach. It's not on the quarterback.
I disagree.
Well, you got to look at
quarterback. I mean, the coach is on the sideline.
You got to look at it from a situational standpoint. He called the play. He designated that play. He wants the ball there. That's
no, I get it. And as speaking as a former quarterback, you're right. There's cues you got to look for. You got your primary, secondary, third day, and then you got your check down. I got you. But at the end of the day, that ball is leaving the quarterback's hand.
Well, yeah, and
that interception and all that. If Baldy said that, I have no problems telling Baldy. I disagree.
Well, this is the point.
We can agree to disagree on that.
This is the point. He's talking about a quarterback that had the opportunity to throw it. I saw your quarterback, DeVito, not have the opportunities to throw it. He might have had it in the second half, but he didn't have it in the first quarter. And that made a big that was the turnaround right there. You can see it right off the bat. You can see them running the ball. You can see the plays being stopped by the Cowboys. And then it was situational awareness where the quarterback was just sitting there and passing it off to Barkley, and he just didn't get those opportunities where I thought he should have. Yeah, okay, if the Cowboys would have picked it off, and ran up the score, as y'all say, okay, in the first half, but he didn't get those opportunities to throw the ball. So the Cowboys just pounced. They pounced on the running backs. They pounced on the tight ends. They didn't allow him to throw the ball because they knew he wasn't going to throw the ball. But
well, I mean, also too, you also got to look at the type of level of play we're looking at here. You got an undrafted, and he's undrafted for a reason. What that reason is, I don't know. We have an undrafted rookie who was signed by the Giants, and then you have Dak Prescott, who is this is 8th year in the league. Is this his 8th year? Okay. Yep. I mean, and he has loads of experience. I mean, you also got to put that in perspective. And I know you're not one of them. I know Dallas Cowboy fan base would be like, oh, well, that's an excuse. No, it's reality. It's reality. I mean, and for me, I'll say this, and I just sit back in the cut, and I was waiting for the show to say this. When we beat you guys, and actually it was the last time we beat you guys in 2021, when we had Andy Dalton, I just laid back in the cut. For me, there was no reason to brag or boast, because I knew if I did, they'd be like, "Oh, well, we didn't have Dak," and sure as shit, it didn't even come out of my mouth. It was someone else, bragging about, a Giants fan bragging to a Cowboys fan. "Oh, the last time we beat you, oh, well, it wasn't Dak." I'm like, I knew.
It's still an
Cowboy
NFL
fans
team.
Are so freaking predictable.
It's all fan bases, but the thing is it's an NFL team. Everybody has a job to do, including backup quarterbacks.
No, you're 100% right. But they're the third string for a reason. Well, I mean, there's a reason why Trey Lance is not playing. There's a reason why Cooper Rush is not playing. There's a reason why Dak is getting the hundreds of millions of dollars that he's getting. And if we don't want to compare levels of play, let's compare their paychecks, because there's a reason why they're getting the big dollars.
Well, it was like Philly was talking about the kid out of Chicago playing. This is going to be week 3. He's already been called up to starter. He was undrafted, but the opportunity's there for him to make something because the coach is letting him do what he has to, as far as throw the ball.
And they know that they're not going anywhere.
Exactly.
Listen, I mean, the only thing that could possibly happen is that this quarterback, for some way or another, turns the season around. What's the worst that could happen? He throws too many interceptions. They score 14 extra points instead of 49. It's a 70 spot. Does it matter? Does it matter at this point?
It doesn't matter, but at the same time, it does, unfortunately.
So you know what speaks to me louder than anything else? 0 for 12 on third down.
On third down.
Oh yeah.
0 for 12. That's a coaching issue. Amongst anything else, that's a coaching and a play calling issue.
Well, I would lean on execution. But I will say this: at halftime, I think we had total yards 17.
Mm-hmm.
I think we had 17 total yards, and at that point, we haven't even scored on the Dallas Cowboys in 6 quarters.
Yeah, and that's why I was alluding to.
If you're talking last year too, because you guys got shut out in a half, I think, in last year's game.
Yeah,
the last game.
But what I was alluding to with the coaches,
I don't remember last year's game. That was last year.
What I was alluding
in
to
8 quarters, just so that you know.
Yeah, well, I'll just stick with 6.
I'm putting extra jelly.
Just say 6.
Extra
it's
jelly on that.
Look, we're 2-8. You think I care if it's 6 or 8 or 12? Let's just say 24 quarters. I don't care. We didn't score until the 3rd quarter.
So let's talk about the important things here.
Mm-hmm.
There was a bet made.
Yes.
And it was with an NFL player.
Yes, Sam Williams. Yep.
And something about if the Giants were to lose in Dallas, that there was going to be a Dallas Cowboys hat being worn by one Snickerius.
By me. By me. and look, so yeah, let's talk about that real quick. So you and I, right, we have this saying, bets made, bets paid, right?
Correct.
So are you familiar with this bet?
I know there was a hat involved. I don't know what the you
don't know the particulars. Okay.
I don't know the particulars.
Philly, do you know the particulars?
I know, like I said, so I didn't know the 100% of the particulars. I knew that there was a bet made. I watched the video between you and him and talking about a hat being worn.
So do you remember what he said?
So I was informed that he said that he would purchase the hat.
Okay, right. And now the rules were, so I'll let everybody know. So they're fully aware of this topic here. Back in July, I was at a thing called, it was called SportsCon what they should do, take the sports out of it, because it was a big con. That's what it was. Spent too much money. True. Look, I love you, but I wish you was there, but I'm glad you weren't, because it would have been a waste of your money. Okay. There was a couple Cowboys there was a couple Cowboys there. Sam, Mozzie, and I want to say somebody else. I think it was just those two. So before I did the whole recording, right, before the video that you see now, okay.
I heard that in the background.
Yeah, that was my
that's exactly what this sounds like.
Well, I mean, it's
Pac-Man just got dead.
No, I mean, not really. I mean, of the game, if you want to say the game, yeah. But anyway, I digress. I walked up to Sam. I'm not gonna. I'll tell you what was set off video. So I was talking mess like I normally do to a Cowboy player, Sam Williams. I'm like, we're gonna beat you at home. And he kind of did this, and of course he said something back that I'm not going to repeat. And I'm like, well, yeah, I said, we're going to come into Dallas and we're going to beat, we're finally going to, I'm going to be at the game. I'm going to watch them beat y'all for the first time. I'm tired of y'all beating us. Yeah, we saw how that played out. So he was like, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, you want to make a bet? And he said, yes. And I said, would you be okay if I record it? And he said, yeah, I have no problem. And and I told him, I'm going to put it on Instagram. Yeah, of course, he gave me permission. So what played out was I said, I want to make a bet. We're going to put a hat on it. If the Cowboys beat the Giants, I'll buy you a hat. If the Giants beat the Cowboys, you buy me a hat. And then he countered with, and I'm going to quote him, if the Cowboys beat the Giants, I'm gonna buy you a Cowboys hat and you have to wear it all week. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna get you a Giants hat and you got to wear it to practice. And he was laughing, I was laughing. It was a good, friendly joke. Now, Philly, I want to ask you a question. This saying that we say, bets made, bets paid. Okay. When we say bets made, and what you just heard, what does that mean?
That there was a wager placed between two people, similar to the wager that we made at one point.
Well, different, because this is a hat, but go ahead.
This is a hat. Yeah, it was. Yeah, we didn't deal with money. We did deal with, you had to sing the song,
right?
Because you weren't shaving the beard. But
no. So what was the bet, Philly?
What, between you and I?
No. Between myself and Sam, from what I'm telling you.
The bet was that if you lost in Dallas, if the Giants lost in Dallas, that I from what I'm understanding is that he would have purchased a hat for you to wear for the week.
At work and everything. Okay. So now I get ahead. Now come the first game, right? We get blown out.
Everybody was coming to you, but that
yeah. And I'm like, wait a minute, what are you talking about? And there was a post made of saying how I didn't follow through with the bet. And I'm like, well, it wasn't this game.
It was at home.
And I can understand when people watch the video, they'll come to their own conclusions. I get that. But it wasn't the bet. It wasn't. Dallas Cowboys at home here against, that was what we talked about. But there was, like I said, there was a post that was made. Not going to say who. You'll find out on Cowboy Huddle. And so,
Chris, where you at?
I informed this individual. He then had to retract the post, inform everybody. So then last week, and I'm going to tell y'all, I knew Cowboy fans. Okay, I don't know if you guys know this. I know you do, True. I will not say this about myself, right? As a whole, right? But I'm going to say this about how I am towards the Dallas Cowboys. I am the GOAT when it comes to the greatest of all hater times in Dallas Cowboy history. Stephen A. has nothing on me. True, you know I hate the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, I know.
The whole world, if you know me, you will know I hate the Dallas Cowboys. And the Dallas Cowboy fan base, it is literally frothing at the mouth. It's like they have rabies. They want me to wear this hat. They need me to wear this damn hat. So I made a video to get ahead, right? Hey guys, this is Dallas Cowboy Week. Just so you guys know, well, Melissa, I'm sorry. I have to, because this is like 7 months in the works. Okay.
Since April, yeah.
No, I'm sorry. July. It was July. So I made a video pushing out basically saying what I told you, Philly. And then what happened without, oh my God, without,
all right, let's speed it up. We gotta get something going here. You're killing me here.
Well,
Finish the story. I know, finish the story. You're killing it.
You asked without even being prompted. I'm not even shocked. Without even 2 hours, somebody made the post saying, I'm trying to get out of the bed using my stitch. We lose. And then all of a sudden I got the whole Cowboy base saying that I'm not a man of my word. I don't follow bets. I don't do this. I don't do that. And then I had some dude. No, he's not going to loan me the hat. Sam Williams has to buy the hat. You know what? And I'm going to leave it. You know what? I'm going to fast forward. I'm going to leave it at this. The Cowboy fan base, they tell me it's just a bet. Wear the hat. Get it over with. The New York Giant fan base, you better not wear that fucking hat. And Sam Williams, he better buy you that hat. And I do want to say this about Sam Williams. Good dude. I have no complaints. He's approachable. I want to thank him for his time. No issues whatsoever. And that is, and I'm tired of it. Melissa, you think you just heard me for 5 minutes. I've been dealing with this shit for since July.
Let me send out a message to number 54 and get this expedited.
I would want you to, but I'm going to tell you don't, because everybody already has.
No, yeah, and it's there's a difference. And I'm gonna go ahead and say I think that there should be some intervention.
No.
Within the show.
No, I'm gonna say this, and he already knows.
Yeah, but it's a little different. It's a little different when it comes from an actual
you know what?
friend.
I'm going to tell you right now, I would not bother him about this, because I'm pretty sure, I'm not going to speak for him.
Yeah, because you don't want to wear the hat.
Well, you know what? You guys can say, I'm just telling you this. I know for a fact he's over it. And I know for a fact I'm over it. And I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to tell you, don't, because I know a lot of people a fan actually walked up to him and told him, make sure you take care of this on a signing, on an autograph signing. And I don't want to piss him off more. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to get at. He knows. I'm just going to say this. He knows. So True, if you want to stay in his good graces, I advise you not to. And you know what? You're a grown man. You do what you want. But I'm telling you for a fact. So that's up to you.
The Washington Commanders played a game this week too, and
yes, they did.
Yeah,
they got beat. And of course, Pork Rind isn't here to be able to talk about them. I think he's going to go see some country star.
Comedian. He's out watching a comedian today.
Oh, gotcha. So he's getting some funny stuff. So good for him. I hope that everything's okay. And you know who's still the best team in the NFL right now?
Y'all didn't play last week. Shit, shut up.
Doesn't matter. Best team in the NFL. Yeah, so I could dance all I want over there. We actually have a really tough game about to come up.
Oh, yeah, Monday night.
Traveling.
Yeah, I will be there. Monday Night Football. You'll see me loud and proud right next to you know, I've already had a couple of memes sent up with me with the one Chiefs fan who kind of looks like the Ultimate Warrior. He doesn't do his makeup as good as me, but that's okay. Um, and then there's Chiefsaholic. They got him. Kind of robbing my house. In some meme or something like that. Obviously he's not going to be there for the game because he's in
I think that's the bad take if they're using a rob, because they did have a fan who was an actual thief.
That's what I'm talking about. Chiefsaholic.
Okay.
He was the one. He's like going in there robbing my house or something like that. It's
they said he was robbing the banks so he could
Yeah.
make it to the Chiefs games.
Yeah.
Oh no. And not only that, he would take the money and gamble it
On the way to the games.
on the Chiefs. I tell you need to have some monster cojones. Monster. I'm talking balls the size of Venus. You know what I mean? It's like there's some big balls to be robbing places and then going to the games
On your way to the game.
Yeah. So
as
I'm traveling this week, I'm going to be.
What's the weather looking like? What's the weather?
You got to have big balls to rob a bank. Period.
Yeah.
And then to go on to yeah.
So I was told, somebody asked me from Kansas City. They're like, "Hey, what are you going to do?" Actually, that's not true. I had a girl from Dallas. Lives in Dallas and is an Eagles fan. Really, she's a Steelers fan, but she loves the Eagles now because she just loves the Eagles, and and she's like, "Hey, what's going to happen? It's supposed to rain. What are you going to do?" I responded in 3 words: "I'll get wet." You know what I mean? What else am I going to say? Get wet. So that's kind of what happens. I'm going to get a little wet and it'll be fine. But I'll be there, loud and proud, doing everything I can to make sure that that stadium is quiet rather than being very loud.
Well, it's interesting too, because both the Eagles and the Chiefs had a bye week and then an extra day to get to Monday. So everybody's going to be more than well rested. So it's going to be an interesting game. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, I think everybody says, of course, it's the rematch of the Super Bowl. Is it a revenge game for the Eagles? I don't look at it that way. I don't feel that this is, you can't win the Super Bowl by winning this game. So there's no revenge here for this. I expect that as of right now, as of right this moment in time, it looks like a collision course between these two teams again for the Super Bowl. Now, there's going to be other teams that have say in this, and obviously what happens this week isn't going to dictate how the rest of the season is going to go.
No.
However, I am choosing these two teams to meet again in the Super Bowl, and that will be the revenge game.
Let me ask you, with the season as of today and what you know of today, I don't want to say what team should you be worried about. I'm not gonna put it that way. But what team do you think you'll play in the NFC Championship game? I think, and I'm not going to say Detroit is going to be in the NFC Championship game, but I think a lot of people are sleeping on them.
I think Detroit's got a possibility. I'll be honest. If you're asking me personally, I think we play Dallas.
So you don't think San Francisco will be there again?
San Francisco's got the other. It really becomes Dallas got to get over San Francisco, because I see that happening in the divisional round. I see us going up against Detroit in the divisional rounds. And that's how that's going to play out. And then I think Dallas actually beats. I think that, and I'm going to say that McCarthy learned a little bit from that game last year. I don't think he's a good coach in any way, shape, or form, but I feel that people learn from their mistakes. And that if he makes the same mistakes, if they lose, it's because he's made the same mistakes twice against the 49ers. I think the fact that they played the 49ers this year, it's, the fact that they got their butts whipped, they would go in there with a better mindset for that game in the playoffs. Just my opinion.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting seeing, what the Eagles and the Chiefs are going to do this Monday, because like you're talking about going into the postseason, I mean, we're halfway through with the season already. Teams are starting to stand out, but the injuries are what are starting to occur, and they're starting to set precedents. And the thing is, too, what was interesting, and I was finding it funny, is that both brothers were in Argentina for a concert. So we're going to see who's more well rested on this game. But you got to look at the scenario of who's on the upcoming schedule between both the Eagles, the Cowboys, who you guys facing. I know you got the Chiefs, you got the Niners. I know you guys got. I think you guys. Who else in the third
the
after
Bills,
that?
Seattle.
Yeah, Bills, Seattle. So it's a run up. Going.
Although we do have the Giants twice, so I got those as 2 wins.
But if you guys keep going the way you're going, I mean, for the last game, we might take that one.
Yeah, you might win because I mean, we will be having our seventh.
Yeah, at this point, I don't. You can put the water boy in. The win is a win. I don't care.
But this is crunch time,
and that'll take away your first round, the first pick in the draft, because that would be something the Giants.
No, that'll be our third win probably. We'll be fine.
But yeah, this is the stretch of the season. We did have an injury, and we're having more. Other teams are starting to face these injuries as well. So
I don't consider Van Der Esch a real injury. I feel like that.
No,
the duct tape fell off, and now he's done.
Well, yeah, that I'm talking about. I'm talking about other players. I mean, we had a guy go out for the season, torn labrum, I believe that is. So he's getting that surgery, and will he be coming back? Who knows? But not this season, of course, not this season. I'm talking about next season. But the injuries are starting to pile up all around the league. I mean, you saw Deshaun Watson; he's out today with that shoulder surgery, and that changes things up for the AFC.
They were saying something. He makes $7 million a game. That's just disgusting.
Well, there's people out there making allegedly.
Yes, allegedly.
Well, I tell you, I find that this is going to be I think it's going to be a really good game. Again, even if we were to lose this game, we would still be the number 1 seed in the NFC because we have not lost a game in conference.
Correct.
So it's not as big of a deal for us here. However, since Sneaky had his 15-minute rant, I'm going to do a 3-minute rant on my side.
You asked.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a 3-minute rant on my side. I didn't watch this week's episode of New Heights. However, I'm gonna believe it's true, because a lanyard's one thing. Like, he's wearing a lanyard. Oh, he's wearing a Kansas City Chiefs lanyard. Mr. Swift, if you really are switching teams because your daughter is sleeping with the tight end, of the Kansas City Chiefs, and you become a Chiefs fan because of that, I lose every bit of respect for you, your family, including your daughter and all that. I don't care. Your daughter is dating a Kansas City Chief. She is now kind of forced to have to be a Kansas City Chiefs fan right now. She's got to be that. And I get that. She makes billions of dollars. She's going to be just fine, whether she's rooting for the Eagles, the Chiefs, the Steelers, the Cardinals. It don't matter who she's rooting for. She's going to be just fine. But you, sir, you better remain an Eagles fan. And I better see you in an Eagles jersey. I don't care where you're sitting at. You better be in your Eagles jersey, and you better be rooting on the Eagles. Because if I see you in a Kansas City jersey, a Kansas City Kelsey jersey, not only is the little bit of ire that you're getting from me right now going to be 10 times worse, but I'm going to embarrass you. I am going to embarrass you on social media all over the place. Do not do it. Do not do it. You say you're an Eagles fan. If you're a real Eagles fan, you'll do real Eagles fan stuff. If you choose to go ahead and switch sides because your daughter is porking the tight end, then I got something to say.
What's up, Corey?
Would this have to be like a Mama Kelsey thing where he's splitting the jersey?
No. He ain't sleeping, and he got no kids playing. Just because his daughter does not get paid by either one of these teams.
Yeah.
So you stick to what you're doing. And listen, I'm a fan. This is what I'm doing. You know what I mean? I understand where she comes from. She may have been an Eagles fan her entire life. She's sleeping with a Kansas City Chiefs player. She becomes a Kansas City Chiefs fan. I say it the same way.
Allegedly.
If my son, it's allegedly, yeah, absolutely. But if my son was a good kicker and got drafted by the Dallas Cowboys, as hard as it would be for me to do that, I'd be wearing a Dallas Cowboys jersey with my son's name on it because I'm always going to root for my son.
Yep.
And I don't care what team he plays for. I may not want him to win, but I'm going to root for my son because that's where he's getting paid.
That's right.
Taylor Swift is not getting paid by the Kansas City Chiefs. She's not getting paid by the NFL. She happens to be in a relationship with Travis Kelce, who the only reason why that he's in that relationship at all is because of Jason in the first place, because there's somebody in that family that's got some brains. You know what I mean? And obviously Jason knows how to do that, and he lets Travis get the limelight because Travis is the pretty one. And he's like, oh, I brought this friendship bracelet, and she stood me up, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? And millions of people saw it, including her. She gets that pass. Because again, she is in a relationship with
you did say
player.
3 minutes.
Yeah,
but go ahead.
It went 4. It went 4 now. So, but the father does not get the pass, and I will embarrass him, and in front of all the Swifties of the world, I will embarrass him, and become hated by all the Swifties, which I'm probably already am anyways.
Well, you're gonna have to. You're going to have to show us when he gets there to that stadium how he's dressed, if he's even at that game. So that'll be interesting to see.
I'm going to do everything I can. And Christopher Lee is like, hey, listen, you ain't got to worry about it. My son ain't kicking no footballs. He ain't playing football. We ain't got to worry about it. There ain't no chance in hell that he's going to get drafted by the Dallas Cowboys. Just saying.
Well, he might not get drafted, but he could end up playing. I mean, our field goal kicker, was never drafted.
I don't even drink coffee, Lloyd. All right, let's get to the games. We got games this week.
Let's do it.
So, all right, we go for the first game of the week at 1:00. It is the New York Giants going to Washington and playing against the Washington Commanders.
Ooh.
And the Commanders are an 8.5-point favorite and a 37.5 over under.
I don't know how we're gonna get who's gonna get that. I mean, I'm gonna say
what's interesting. What's interesting is Sam Howell has the most passing yards in the NFL currently. As crazy as that sounds,
I look at that as Fugazi. It's like that's it's the same way with like Dak Prescott getting the most. Last year he had the most through 9 games last year, they had lost 3, and they had lost 3 of those games, and they still didn't look like a great 60
passing attempts in one game.
Right, that's what happens. Exactly. But you're going to connect on a few of them, and he does have good players. McLaurin is a great receiver.
Yep.
That being said, since I will start
this one off, Sneaky.
We're gonna win 13-12. Shit, I'm making stuff up as I go now.
It's going to be, and they're going to score that 12 because they're going to score a touchdown. They're going to get a safety and a field goal.
So you're at the point. You're at the point you're going to put apple on pizza now. Not just.
I'm still sticking with pineapple. I mean, I'm still because the Cowboy game. I was like, yeah, pineapple or Pete. Is that a thing?
This game right here is going to be quite interesting. I'm going to go ahead and take Washington. Pork rind. Can you hear me? It's going to be Washington. Third. Yeah, I'm going to go 24-14 Washington.
So they're going to cover, and it's going to go over by that, just by a half. The hook will get you over. I don't see the Giants scoring points. I feel like that. It'll be interesting. This is going to go one of two ways, I think, for the Giants in total. They're going to come and play with some pride, or they're not going to come and play. And I have more of a fear that it's the opposite. It's going to be the latter of those two decisions, that they are not going to come and play, and that that'll be a shame because that's going to start to reflect on the coach. And they're going to have to address that in a different way, which means they may have to start dropping guys early. If that happens, the coach has got to start to really assess his personnel and start dropping guys and start looking to the USFL and the XFL and getting guys that want to try to play in the NFL. That's what I would do if I was that coach. If your team decides not to show up, then that's what you got to do. And I think that might be what starts to occur.
Yeah, and it's like I said earlier, is that you can see the players and the coaches getting at each other's throats in this past game. So you're on the cusp of losing the locker room. I mean, you're right there. You're that close to losing the locker room, regardless of what the media says, regardless of last year's outcomes and getting into the playoffs. I mean, you are close to losing the locker room, and you can see it with the players.
Yeah, Coach Dable talked about that. Someone asked the question about the downfall from last year to this year, and he straight up said every year is different. Every week is different.
Correct.
And about the competitiveness of the team, he said, that he was asked that same question, and he did say that everybody was still competitive, and he's keeping an eye on that.
He's swimming right now.
Well,
he's so in it right now, and he can't.
He could be on the the protecting side of the team, because look, these guys these guys are looking for contracts, possibly outside of the Giants fan base or the Giants team itself.
Have you ever gone somewhere that you didn't want to be? That's the look that coach had on his face this past week. It's like when you get dragged to an event with your wife and you're like, I don't want to go, but I know I got to be there. I got to show up. I got to say my highs. I got to say,
yeah.
That's
and
what
you
it
got to
looked
tell everybody
like.
bye before you leave.
Yeah, you can see that look on his face, and it was hard to not look at it, especially with the defensive coordinator when they were both talking to each other. You can see.
That's what happens when you have a game show host be your defensive coordinator. I've been dying to use that all year long. Wink Martindale was part of Card Sharks. Wink Martindale was a game show host. Not obviously your Wink Martindale.
Yeah, not.
Oh, okay. I was about to Google this. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, you'll find out that Wink Martindale.
That's a very good question. With the NFL the way it is today, there have been coaches that have won the Super Bowl, and within a year, it's an implode.
Philly's guy who's down there in Jacksonville right now is a case in point.
Yeah, he won the Super Bowl. And then what? 2 years he was out? 3. It was because they won it in 2028 on the 2027 or 2017 team. And
and that's the thing. That's a Super Bowl,
and then 2021.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, that's a Super Bowl. So this isn't. You're nowhere near that caliber, but like I said, just go back and watch the players' reactions. Look at the coaches' reactions. You can see the angst there between players and coaches.
I watched everything. I noticed that a lot of the players were sitting on the bench.
Yep.
You know, there were a few that were standing up, but at that time, I mean, we were out of the game anyway. So that's a very good question, Lloyd. If I know the answer, we wouldn't be in this situation.
So next game at 1:00. The Dallas Cowboys travel to Carolina to face the Panthers.
Whew.
The Cowboys are a 10.5-point favorite.
Yeah, and I was seeing today that coach from Carolina, he's taking the play calling back. You know, he's taking that back from the offensive coordinator because whatever it may be this game or it may be. But so when you give it away and then you take it back, then you don't have the trust in your coordinator to be doing that. Not only that, he's playing the Cowboys, but I do have the Cowboys taking this one, traveling on the road. It's going to be, hard fought first quarter as usual, depending on the weather as well. But the Cowboys are going to take care of business on the road with a team like the Carolina. Now, I'm not going to say they're going to be blown out, but they're going to give them some good ball. The only thing that I'm worried about in this game is just the injuries that may develop from, we have to look at it third quarter, fourth quarter going into this, because I don't think Carolina is going to be able to stand up in the third quarter after, score wise. But I'm going to take the Cowboys in this one, 37-17.
I think it's going to be closer. I think that the Cowboys right now, the Giants withstanding, they play down to their competition a little bit and up to their competition a little bit. Giants are a division rival, so it's a little different for them. I think that the fact that he took back the play calling there, and I feel like that he did this purposely because he wants to see what his quarterback situation really is.
I agree.
That's what he's doing this for. And I don't think he's got one. That's the other thing. I don't think he has a quarterback. I think that they are, and they don't have a first round pick either because Chicago's got it. So they are going to really start to try to figure something out here, and they're going to play for him. And I think that.
Oh, I agree.
I don't think that they win. There's no chance that I think that Carolina wins this game. However, I do believe that it's going to be closer. I don't think it's going to be a 37-13 game. I think it could be more of a 27, 16 game.
I got you.
Where they get the one touchdown and 4 field goals. And plus, even watching the Giants game, and I know that you guys scored 49 points in that game, I still feel like you have the problem finishing drives. And that's going to continue to haunt you, and it's going to become a big deal at some point.
Oh, towards the end of the season. Yeah. Trust me, I was sitting there yelling, we got to do something with our run game. I think we need our 1-2 punch back. So hopefully we can get some more rotation in there on the backside. So,
but if I was, I guess I think that I would take the 10.5 points. And I know I said 27-16, which would give me the hook would get me on that side too. But I think it's maybe it's 25-17, something like that. I think that you guys are going to score more than them, and you guys are going to move the ball. But I think that you guys still have the problem of putting it in the end zone. And I think that that's not going to hurt you this game, but it's going to hurt you later on.
I think what can't happen is the Dallas Cowboys looking past the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, I don't think so. After this Arizona game,
well, you would hope. And I think this is one of those games that the Cowboys can't lose. I don't think they will, but I'm still going to take Carolina for obvious reasons because I hate the Dallas Cowboys. I'll say 21-17.
And he's hoping not to have to wear the hat for that game.
Yeah, well, he got till Saturday. He has
beyond Saturday. You're just giving him to Saturday.
No. We rest of the week. We said this week, and he has till Saturday. Don't add any more than what it needs to be. Okay, Philly? Because I'm gonna put a kibosh on that right now.
You got to wear it for a week once he gets you the hat.
No, I don't. No, don't do that. Don't do that. I'm telling you. He has till Saturday. Were you there when we made the bet? See, now you're going to get me pissed off at you. Were you there when we made the bet?
Guess what? Be pissed off at me.
You weren't there when we made the bet.
But I'm telling you, if he gets you that hat, he's a professional football player, and you were sitting there doing stuff.
I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you, I'm not wearing it. He got till Saturday.
See, now that's Fugazi. That's Fugazi.
I don't care. I don't care.
That's not.
You didn't even. Okay, hold on. See. Now you're getting me pissed off. Now you really get me pissed off.
I'm getting you all fired up.
You're getting me really fired up for the next show. You weren't there at the bet. You didn't even know the bet until I brought it up. And I hope to God you do not make any posts about it, because I'm gonna tell you right now, I blocked more people on TikTok in the 4 years I have it. I don't care how, and I swear to God, I'm so done with this. And Melissa, I don't even know you, and I'd block you anyway. Melissa, I'm telling you, I'm so pissed off about this. I'm so sick and tired of it.
The Chiefs. And it's Monday Night Football with the Chiefs only a 2.5-point favorite.
Well, since you pissed me off, I'm taking the Chiefs.
45.
70-0. Got me fucking.
Wear the hat.
I ain't wearing shit. I ain't wearing.
That's right. No. Because he's Fugazi on the bet.
Hey, whatever. What? You didn't even know the damn bet. I swear to God, Jamie, I'm about to leave the studio. You have no fucking
you gotta go. I'm going to be paying attention. I'm going to be listening to the Cowboys corner. I'm trying to get you all hot to go talk to Chris.
Well, I'm already there. Melissa, I will. He has till Saturday. He said all week, and all week ends on Saturday.
You got a 2.5 point. You got a 2.5 point. Is it negative or mine? What was it again?
The Chiefs are a 2.5-point favorite.
2.5 point favorite.
At home.
And you said the over-under is 45?
45.5.
Ooh. Man, that tells me. That's
an Eagles line. That's an Eagles line across the board.
Yeah. Oof. The Chiefs, that's telling me the referees are going to be coming into this one.
And they're going on the Chiefs side.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. There's going to be something coming along, kind of like that Broncos game last night or Monday night, whenever it was. But you have to look at it.
That was 12. That was 12 men on the field.
Yeah,
that expectation deserves more than where they had. So you don't even know the damn bet.
And it was DeMar Hamlin.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say with that kind of coverage, you're looking at it's gonna be a close game, but the somehow or another the Chiefs are gonna pull this out with that tight of a spread. 27-25 is what I'm gonna give it.
That's way over.
Oh, I know. I'm talking about the 2.5 though. The 2.5 for them covering.
Yeah, you're saying that you would take the points.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
it's going to be that close.
I think this is going to be just. Oh, I'll let Sneaky talk first. So.
Already did.
70
points. KC. That's what 79.
Where the hat?
You pissed me off. I don't care.
I think this is going to be very similar to the Super Bowl, and it's going to be the team with the ball last is going to win the game.
Yeah.
And and it's not going to have anything to do with whether Taylor Swift is there, whether her father's there, which Kelsey is playing better. You know what I mean? It's going to be all about whether Sneaky wears the hat or not. That's what's going to happen. He doesn't wear the hat.
What? Y'all gonna lose then. Y'all gonna lose.
You don't wear the hat and we win. You don't wear the hat and we win.
You want us so damn. You wear the damn hat. You wear the damn hat.
You don't pay your bets.
You wear the damn hat. See, the sad thing is you're joking, but fucking Cowboy fans will take that and run with it. They'll say Philly said it, and then you know what? We can't be friends anymore. Shit. I'm so pissed off. You have no idea.
I tell you, he called me earlier, and he's like, "I thought you would take my side."
Oh, I told you. I say, "What do you think?" He's like, "Well, you should buy the hat." I was turning purple on the phone because I'm black. I can't turn blue. I was turning purple. I'm like, I thought you'd be on my side. And then I explained it. And he's like, yeah, I see where you're coming from. And then he had to go do
a response back. You'll be seeing that hat tomorrow.
Okay. That's all I got to do. I'm gonna wear it till Saturday. From who? Why didn't he respond to me? Let me see.
I was just putting it out there.
Hey, listen. You know how many people watch this show?
Oh,
Everybody from Stephen A on down. Stephen A's going to be talking to you about you tomorrow and be like, Sneaky has got to wear the hat. I tell you, if it makes it on Stephen A, I'm laughing.
Oh, me too.
So, anyways,
our hours up.
This was a lively show this time around. We seem to make it happen.
Pork rind.
So everybody, enjoy your week, and as always,
let's go Giants.
How about them Cowboys?
Go Birds! Yeah. Have a good one, guys.
Y'all too,
brother.